Hello again, YouTube. This time I want to talk about the inerrancy of the Bible. How can a Christian believe in the inerrancy of the Bible with all of the apparent contradictions and errors and discrepancies that are in it? The Bible seems to get the scientific account wrong completely, starting from Genesis 1. It seems to posit that the earth has morning and evening for 3 days before there's even a sun or a moon. Little discrepancies in the Gospels, as well as major discrepancies between themes and ideas, seem to put the Bible's inerrancy into extreme suspect. And even beyond these, the things that the Bible seems fairly consistent on at times seem to be very horrendous issues like slavery, polygamy, misogyny, and things of this nature. So, how is it that the Christian maintains the belief in biblical inerrancy in light of this? I think that a paradigm shift is in need here. Instead of understanding that the Bible teaches everything that it states, we need to look at the context to see what the Bible is specifically trying to affirm. And beyond that, we need to understand that God is working within the context of the ancient Near East, within the context of a very backward-minded group of people to establish his perfect will. He's working with a people who don't understand science, and so he's trying to communicate to them the way that creation unfolded in a way that they can understand. They believe as an integral part of that culture, and I think there's some archaeological evidence to suggest that cultures that disagreed did not gain very much in the way of acceptability. That cultures that disagreed with the notion of this patriarchal mindset and tried to present men and women as equal, they didn't last very long. The Etruscans come to mind with the rather swift destruction and then taking over with a society that continues to put women down. In an environment like this, God has to communicate to these people in a way that they won't reject his message wholesale. And so God tells them this timeless aspect of his ethic, which is to love your neighbor as yourself, but he allows them to represent that in a way that they can understand and that they can digest. And so I think that all throughout Scripture we see that God meets people where they're at, and he doesn't try to take them to his timeless, perfect standard right away. I think the discrepancies in something like the Gospel accounts can be understood as part of that genre wherein it was not the goal to maintain a literal, exact journalistic account, and so there is some room for divergence on details about, say, the Roman centurion's servant and the number of women that visited the tomb. These aren't details that the difference amongst the Gospel accounts represents any sort of error according to that genre of literature. I think overall the inerrancy of the Bible takes a look into the ancient Near Eastern context, and it takes a degree of patience in trying to understand how God would reveal his perfect will to people who aren't necessarily ready to take that all at once.